Good evening. I created a slow network. Good evening. Therefore, my number is Yakule so that we talk. So could you please share this live? Tell your neighbor to tell your neighbor to tell their neighbor to tell their other neighbor that share is live. Maraka. We not if you want, but we want FDD. I'm here to give an analysis, and it is up to the Zambian people to decide. I'm here to talk about what has transpired today, as well as to give you Zambians the background of where we're coming from. So fuleni, bivonshiramba okulanda abantu kufula mwayimonaka. Good evening. By the way, we have good news. Chair the Voice of Zambia is verified. How about that? The timing is amazing. Yeah, battery 10%. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Let me get the charger. Battery 10% percentage. Where's the charger? Wapona wanyanda yapona niko tayari. I was on Pamband. Let me plug this in. I didn't know my charger was actually, my battery was low. Right, that's fine. Let's do this. 3:57 now. Fulani, this live is a very important live. So could you share, please? As we are waiting for more people. We are verified. Whatever divide. If you divide, if you divide, tamwane if monero mairo kwale wama Congress. Yes, yabe kunoma divide lelo. Don't start with that. That's a UPND mentality. That's why you are here, so that you listen to the analysis. Not if you are told changa to mairo tamwane imona tini divide ya. Ya let's come mairo. Divide ise mkuchitika hapa. Thank you. Chair Imwe, we've been finally, Chair, the Voice of Zambia is verified. It is verified. Leonard, hi, my dear brother. How are you? My evangelist, atichibiongo chakulila kumo ne mishira. Echinkafye. Mwai monaka? For real. True. We've come a long way. Korwari kumusambo, korwari peru, kari aretra kumusambo. Atorekera kuni uyu, atorekera. Repeat of 2011. Remember my analysis that I gave just I think a week ago, if not 4 to 5 days ago. Why monaka? I was even saying Copper Belt, Lusaka, Central, Eastern, Northern, and Wapula. We're good to go. But Dr. Nevers Mumba is a fan, actually. He always watches my life all the time. He's actually a fan. In fact, he should get the top fan badge. I appreciate Dr. Nevers Mumba for watching my live. Thank you so much, sir. Osawale Sakala, greet me as well. Good evening. Good evening. Mwamene makudia wakoswe. Mwefanga mwangu poko mkese mkundisha bakoso. 566. I want you guys to reach 1,000 before we start talking. So can you share the live? Commander Chair, good evening. Jay Alec. Good evening. As you speak like a Jewish prophet, your analysis is always on point. You know, and the funny thing is people, up to now, people don't take my analysis seriously until something happens. Then they say, oh, Chair actually mentioned things like this. Chair said this, Chair they said that. They don't take it seriously. We are at 610. I'm waiting for people to reach 1,000 at least. Because this is a very important live. And I want to take us back from where we're coming from, where we are, and where we are going. Okay? So if we can share this live and reach 1,000, then we can start and we won't stop wasting time. I chair you a problem. Nish nachta. In an emland. Kulanda. Ina ba ya church na riba temo. Imo mwa na riba pata no. If I were under nish nachta. In an emland. What have I done? Who do you work with? Work with Makebi Zulu. It's as simple as ABCD. So we are at 640. We are waiting for more people. So if you could share this live so that we reach 1,000 people and we start talking. A lot of people need to watch this live. At some point, probably I'll go on TV and just talk about what is happening in our country today. But for now, we are using this platform. We are verified, so you can know that Facebook has checked the page and has seen that this page is compliant with what Facebook entails. And yeah, we verified. Finally, we got verified. But Diana, good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Chair or speaker for all Zambians. Chair for all Zambians, yes. Yeah. To the moon to stand. Thank you, Derek. I try my level best. I do try. My Monica. Chair for running. All right, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight is a very interesting live. It's quite interesting. The events that have transpired, obviously, last night. And today we've had NCP President Peter Chanda, who has invited PF presidential candidate, Honorable Makebi. Now, I'm very specific in the manner in which I'm saying these things because that's actually what is there. I've noticed a lot of UPND pages wanted to run a certain narrative, wanted to run a certain propaganda. But you know, UPN have always been propagandists. But the issue at hand, which is a very big topic tonight, is that the NCP president, NCP is National Congress Party, New Congress Party President Peter Chanda has invited presidential candidate, PF presidential candidate, President Makebi Zulu, to be the flag bearer under the NCP umbrella as 2026 presidential candidates. And he has said further to go on further to explain why he has made such a decision. But I want to take you back to where we are coming from. Then I want to tell you what is actually going on in our country. Now, 2023, 24th of October, we had PF was invaded, okay? PF was invaded, right? And PF was invaded, aided by the ruling government, the United Party for National Development, UPND. So what happened on the 24th of October, 2023, and this is almost 3 years ago, 2 years and some months, PF yali ingirirwa nefirwani. That was the beginning of PF's problems. You know, every political party, even now, UPND have got problems. And that is why, to counter-react the problems that he's facing in his own political party, he has to abrogate our constitution by passing an illegal bill so as to try and delimitate the constituencies in his stronghold so that he can accommodate those people in his political party that wants to stand. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. In Mongu, for example, but Jack Mwimbu is facing, who is he facing? There's a guy is facing Kumongu. Kuchoma Mwitwa is facing this abductor guy. What is his name? Trevor Mwinde. So there is these problems in UPND, and every political party at the every political party has got its own political problems. So yes, PF might have its own political problems at the time in 2023, but UPND using Mao Sampa, I need to be very, very honest with the Zambian people, because you need to understand where we're coming from as a people, as a nation, and why we are here today. So on the 24th of October, protected by UPND, Mao Samba conducted an illegal conference or convention, or whatever you want to call it. And we all saw what happened. The police, which is very unusual. Usually the UPND police deter the opposition from conducting any activities in relation to whether interacting with the people and so on and so forth. But at that particular time, at that particular day, Mao Sampa conducted an illegal convention and was elected as president of the Patriotic Front. And he was aided by the UPND. You could remember that the UPND were calling Mao Sampa Zimbabwe, Mao Sampa so on and so forth, hey, Banyo Ngechpani, and so on and so forth. And it is that decision that Mao Sampa made which prompted President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, the late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, to come back into active politics so as to fight with the Patriotic Front to ensure that PF does not die. So you need to understand where we are coming from and where we are today, so that when you are making decisions or when you want to start condemning or attacking people unnecessarily, you understand where you are standing. So it prompted President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to come back into active politics, to fight from the front and not from the back. He refused to sit in his comfort zone and see PF die, and see PF killed by Hakainde Hichilema and Mao Sampa as the surrogate. So in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, a year later, President Lungu came back into active politics to protect the Patriotic Front, to fight with the people in the Patriotic Front, to restore PF to what it was. And some of us who interacted him, there was situations whereby President Lungu was asked, oh, you sit with this or reconcile. And President Lungu himself is on record where he said the only time I can sit with Hakainde Hichilema is first to restore PF to what it was. Meaning, those papers that you have given to Mao Sampa or Chabinga, bring them to where it was at the time before that illegal convention, so that then you and I, we can talk. We cannot talk when you are killing my party that made me president. And that's why I say that because Hakainde Hichilema started the Mingalato by infiltrating his surrogate at the time, who's Mao Sampa, in the Patriotic Front, and hold the illegal press convention. So we should not forget why PF is where it is today, and we need to call a spade a spade. After Mao Sampa did that, for some reason Katuishi Fiatike Aveni, Katuishi Fiatike na UPND Aveni, Mao Sampa had to sit down with President Lungu, and they had to reconcile. And Mao Sampa started working on the fact that to restore PF to where it was. But because the Mingalato was already being played, Hakainde Hichilema refused to hand over PF to where it was. And therefore, Mausampa for some reason balisa bamudausha palya pali mu president nokupera Chabinga echipani. Now, here's the gist. Chabinga has the Patriotic Front papers, which are very, very illegal. But with the current court that we have as a country, as a people, it is very difficult to get justice in the courts of law. I'll give you an example. Here on one end, these are the courts of law. Morgan Ngona, who has sued Speaker so that she can declare the seat of Mausampa, who happens to be in the PF fraction, who happens to be in the PF fraction. Here's the courts in Lusaka. They've ruled against Morgan Ngona, who happens to be the SG of the PF that is with Chabinga. Momona. On the other hand, you have this other judge in Ikawe who stops the convention of this party where Mausampa himself now belongs, the Lubinda PF, to stop them from using any party regardless, to stop them from using the secretariat, to stop them from actually conducting themselves as PF. You see the contradiction here? These are the courts of laws in Zambia, such that their judgment is not consistent. Murusaka, Nogan Bamuposa, you cannot declare this seat vacant. Mausampa is duly elected on which party? On the party that is the actual PF that belongs to Edgar Chagwalungu. So the courts in Lusaka have ruled to say there will be no by-elections. So Morgan is ruled off-site in Lusaka. In Kabwe, the other judge now rules to say, actually Morgan is actually correct. Therefore, I'm going to grant him this injunction. And therefore, we are stopping this other PF, the PF of ECL, from conducting themselves as PF. Mulai mwana confusion. Mulai amone mingala toimwe. Mulai shmone mingala traba UPND. And the weirdest part of all this was that just after that injunction was put, we saw in the middle of the night, the FDD and the other now faction of the Tonse under Brian Mundubile conduct a convention that was scheduled to be conducted on the 7th of February 2026. Just after that judgment was rendered in the Kawe, I don't know if it's magistrate or high court or whatever, in the night, same day in the night, just like I predicted, Brian Mundubile was declared president of FDD with Bachumu Banda as vice president of FDD, and how they conducted that Congress quickly reminded me of what Sampa did back in 2023. And here's the irony. How is it that the coordination between the courts and this conference that was held by Brian Mundubile just yesterday, how did they know that there will be an injunction and therefore quickly a convention is conducted? Quickly Brian is bestowed as president of FDD and the Tonse Alliance fraction. That is a question that you people, the Zambian people, must start asking yourselves. Ndahabwe keshabu. Court Mulusaka, yamukani na ule purports to be SG wakwa Chabinga. Na mufa. Uria ule purports ukuba SG wakwa Chabinga. Court Mulusaka yamukani noksta declare seat yakwa Mausampa vacant. Meaning, Mausampa is a duly elected MP under the Edgar Chagwalungu PF. Then, at the same time that is happening in Lusaka and you are celebrating, here's another court in Kabwe granting the same Morgan Ngona, who has been refused that seat declared vacant, granting him the right to stop the entire Patriotic Front from conducting a convention. How do you explain that? Then the same day that happens, in the night we have Brian Mundubile quickly conducting a congress and being elected as president of FDD and the Tonse Alliance fraction. Does this not ring a bell? Does this not, is it not history repeating itself? And the weirdest part is that once that was happening, there was no police stopping anyone from conducting that. They did it free and fair, just like what happened when Mao Sampa did that illegal conference. So, how it's being played. Even if you want to hide, even if you want to sweep the debt under the rug, including you, PF, you cannot see what is going on, or you just want to play blind and not open your eyes to see, to say, we are in February now. March, April, May, June, July, August. We have to vote. People are becoming agitated. Okay? Some of them, they're even saying, because of the way things are, let's go and jump on Brian Mundubile's FDD. This is what people are saying. So if you cannot see what is happening today, if you cannot see the coordination here, because if it was any other person, UPND would have been quick to declare the seat vacant. I mean, if they could declare the seat for Tarsila vacant just simply because she's mourning her father. If it was in the favor of the UPND to declare Mao Sampa's seat vacant, they could have done so. But it is not in the UPND's favor. But it is in the UPND's favor that PF does not go to the convention. The PF is delayed. The PF that Edgar Chagwalungu left. So, they do Mingarato Kukabwe. Once, but they put, I tell you that Waaka in the Ichilema is like a rat. It bites and blows at the same time. So once you're celebrating in Lusaka, saying, oh, Mao Sampa has won this case, the same court is actually biting you in cow. And you are there. And Aka in the Ishima is sat there looking at you, Fimone and Fide celebrator. But Aka in the Ishima has actually gotten the larger part of the cake. He's thrown the bones at you. Muleko kotama bonzi. The bigger aspect, the larger cake, he has taken it away. Okay? And this is what the PF of Valuinda should understand. Now, you people are saying, I've read the comments to say, oh, we are splitting the votes. When I did the live, I said, this situation, going as it is, we are going to have a situation where we repeat the 2011 elections. As it were, we had HH, we had Michael Chirifyasata, and we had Rupia Bwezani Band. And Michael Chirifyasata won. And this is what's going to happen. And it's going to happen because Makebi Zulu has been endorsed under NCP. Now the difference, people are trying to say, oh, if it's the Makebi Zulu and Mundubile, if I'm honest, condemn Mundubile yesterday, there's a big difference here. Ask me difference in she. We've not heard from Makebi Zulu. We've not heard Makebi Zulu. Makebi has not garavanted in the night to go and hold a Congress and bestow himself as president. The only thing that we have heard, and which I'm going to actually read here with you guys so that you understand, is that the NCP guy, and in his video, he actually says, we went into Chawama as NCP, okay? He went into Chawama, he had muscles, he got his muscles up, went into Chawama, campaigned on his own, and he ended up losing Chawama. And it is his realization to say, after considering the atmosphere, the ground, he decided to say, hang on a minute, what is it that the Zambian people want? What is it that Edgar Chagwalungu died for? Edgar Chagwalungu knew about what is happening in PF today. And Edgar Chagwalungu was a very smart man. He could have chosen any party with any structures to rally behind. He could have chosen SP, he could have chosen FDD, he could have chosen all these structures. But even the CF, he could have chosen the CF, Edgar Chagwalungu. He could have done that. But what Edgar Chagwalungu didn't want to do is a situation whereby people start pointing fingers. We already had structures. He wanted to use a political party that is not known to you and me, and to show to the people of Zambia to say, I am Edgar Chagwalungu, and this is what I can do. So he chose a political party that was so small that could have not been known. And look what he did to NCP. Bachanda baishire ipenya afya pene pakati balungu diabo bafwili. Mwamona, if Balungu was alive today, NCP could have been the purpose vehicle. This is the truth. Edgar did not choose Ali Kalaba's party. Edgar did not choose SP. Edgar did not choose FDD. Even when but Edith Nawaku was alive. He went with the smallest party that you and I did not know. And because his name was Edgar Chagwalungu, because his name was ACL, we all shifted everything that we had and rallied behind NCP. I was the one who was posting results of NCP in Petaoke. Once everybody else was asleep, I was up in place informing you when we had those by-elections in Petaoke. We were up and we did it with actually Jaja Banda. And NCP won. Mwamonaka? Peter Chanda Aisha Ipenyafye after Balungu Bafu. Mwamonaka? But I thank God that he has come back to his senses. He has come back to his senses. It only takes a man who's patriotic to his country to realize to say, I am my elections te chingwini. Our nandi awa everybody popular. So maybe chinji chefye. So that turubu dawe na Zambia. Chinchite indosu muntu uyu. Let me remind you how Edgar Chagwalungu became the flag bearer of Tonsi. Edgar Chagwalungu was invited, obviously, and he accepted the invitation of Tonsi Alliance. And because he was coming from the Patriotic Front, the Patriotic Front became the anchor party. Because it had structures across, even with the papers with Chawinga. So Edgar Chagwalungu became the chairman of the Tonsi Alliance. Edgar did not leave the PF. If you don't understand. But he still did not leave the PF. But he still came to fight for the PF. But he knew to say, we are heading to the 2026 general elections. I have to find a purpose vehicle. Once I'm fighting in court, I need to find something to fall back on. If you want to but I won't just get a party that is with its structures because it's already got its people. I will get a party that I will infuse these structures into so that when the time comes, when PF is not given back, I, as Edgar Chagwalungu, will have already a purpose vehicle that I will stand on. And that was why NCP was brought into place. So NCP was now, what? The purpose vehicle under what? The Tonsi Alliance. Now when Edgar Chagwalungu died, things started happening in Tonsi Alliance. And if you let's come Tonsi Alliance, if you are Turika, if you are Chris Mona Bamundu, Birakata Congress and so on and so forth. Chanda moved away from Tonsi. Okay? And enough for Grande Ching. Chanda went and participated in this bill called Bill 7. You know? It's on record. He participated. And one wonders, were the UPND trying to buy Chanda? Was Chanda at that time sleeping with the UPND? I cannot answer for him. He's the one who can answer. But then Chanda as well came to his senses, went into Chawama. He participated on his own in Chawama. And he lost. And he came to the realization to say, today I have my elections. If I can lose in Chawama, yes, I've got the political party. But what good is this political party if I cannot win an election? Mamon. Chanda has told us that after losing the Chawama elections, he met with who? He met with Miles Sampa. He met with Celestina. He also met with Bagiven Lubinga. It is on record. I didn't even know Chanda was meeting these guys. And he says he met the Patriotic Front people. And it is on record, he's putting up to say, he has also, after the consultation that's still going on, after seeing what is happening, I'm inviting Honorable Makebi Zulu from the PF to what? To be the flag bearer of NCP, and I'm dropping out of the race. No, by PF. Because I saw what Mao Sampa was saying. And Mao Sampa wanted to start going for NCP, which is very bizarre. For me, it is shocking. Mausamba should be jumping up with joy to say at least my PF kualubuka to akwata people's vehicle. My question to Mausamba is why did he sit down with Peter Chanda only for him to start attacking Peter Chanda saying we are the real PF? And this is what Mausamba always does. That's what he did when he hijacked that, when he did that press conference. And I could see Mamayo on that press conference, they were trying to avoid any mentions of that. Because that was not the reason why they held that presser. But apparently Samba had his own agenda. And I could see him attacking the NCP. But this NCP, it is the one that they have embraced now in their tonse. Because we have two tonses. We have the tonse of Mundubire and the tonse of Bagiven Lubina. And NCP has been now has come back, not to the tonse of Mundubire, but the tonse of Balubinda. And they body Bapokerera Batons. And he met Celestina, he met Mausamba, he met Bagiven Lubinda. What is surprising is why would Mausamba have a presser and start talking about what votes they got by NCP when NCP is in alliance with the PF of Bagiven Lubinda? That is a question that baffles me. And maybe he should explain to us because he just met Peter Chanda, the NCP guy, just 2 days ago. Is it because Peter Chanda has come out openly to say the person I'm comfortably I'm comfortable with to carry out the legacy of President Edgar Chagwa amongst the PF people is Makebi Zulu? Is that the reason why Mausamba thought it the need to start actually talking about the votes that NCP got? And those votes are attributed to Peter Chanda. They are not attributed to Makebi Zulu. Neither are they attributed to the Patriotic Front. We need to be very, very, very careful in the manner we handle these things. Peter Chanda went into Chawama, Adi Ipima, and he got those votes. Okay? And he has clearly stated to say, after Nakumana Basampa, Nakumana Celestina, Nakumana Balubinda, now Makebi, I'm thinking, I'm comfortable with Makebi carrying out the legacy because one, he has protected this family, has protected the legacy of Edgar Chagwa, and he's actually popular. That is for the fact. Makebi is popular, whether you like it or not, is popular. Wherever you go, it is the fact. Now, why would Samba honestly hold a presser and start castigating the votes that NCP got? That wasn't Makebi. Makebi did not go into Chawama campaigning. I did not campaign in Chawama. Most of the people did not campaign in Chawama. Mausamba should be happy. If Mausamba really means well, he should be happy to say, hang on, Makebi is my brother and one of us has been endorsed by this party that Isia worked so hard for. Therefore, because we want victory for the people of Zambia, we are going to support our brother and we are going to get adoptions under this NCP. You don't go and hold a presser and start castigating the votes. It does not make sense at all. Okay, if Chanda had endorsed Mausamba or had invited Mausamba, what would a Mausamba do? What would he have done? Or would you have other people start saying, now NCP, other people in the Patriotic Front got votes, more votes, we are the real PF. You are the real PF, but you are the reason why PF is where it is today. And the least you can do is show some remorse. Be sorry for what you have done. But PF, lifeline, the PF of Lubinda. Because I'm telling you, what Chanda has done is give the PF lifeline. A lifeline to hold on. While we are drowning. Because Mundubila is going. Mundubila is HH. Mundubila is going, is not stopping anywhere. You saw what happened yesterday, last night. It's going. Lifeline. You want to start attacking that lifeline. Why don't you wait? Or why don't you call Makebi and sit down with Makebi and say, okay, you have been chosen as a flag bearer. How do we wish to proceed as the Patriotic Front? And you guys discuss. suggest, because even Chanda said, and I quote, I hope Makebi can unite within the patriotic and his brothers and so on and so forth, so that we deliver victory to the Zambian people. Why don't you wait for Makebi to issue a statement? Because Makebi has not said anything. Makebi has not said anything. The only person that has told us something is NCP, Peter Chanda, inviting Makebi based on what? Based on what ECL left. Based on the legacy of Edgar Chagwalungu. Based on the fact that this NCP was a purpose vehicle that actually he himself, ECL, left for us. And it is to his realization, Peter Chanda, actually, Peter Chanda, give him Ukumutotera, because it only takes a man with courage to do what he has done. Mwamunaka? Abantu abengi bale bashita. Chaminga bali mushita kuri ba HH. Our MPs are, you don't even know where they stand. They are campaigning for me because they want adoptions. No, my mwana mwikara wa PF. And you let Sampa issue those remarks. Which are they kuna or are they now? Because you could now sit down as a PF. Okay, no, but what the papers vehicle? How do we go about this? What do you think? Mwagula fimpompo, mwafikuminka nyapamo, and se munganda mukati mudiomo mwikeri. Iwa Makebi na wakusala. How do you wish to proceed? How do we do this together as one? How do we go to the structures and introduce this as a purpose vehicle? This is what normal people do. You don't go, bami pera lifeline, umuntu wa wule chipani chakwe, ami pera. Anyama nokwe, but ikataneni, making sure once, mumfwane bwino. Ewe wa mku mchitasa kastige, unyama anomo, bushetako na uroko, temu nguru yo. No, you need to give Peter Chanda his flowers. But no. All these parties that we had were toying around with ECL. And they wanted ECL to die. ECL's legacy will not die. ECL used NCP. And Peter has realized to say, Umuntu, uwingebo kwa but one, legacy yaba lungu taifuile, nyuyo. And are comfortable Peter Chanda kwa watu uyumuntu fefi na comfortable. If you remember, Peter Chanda was moving with Babos. He was moving with ECL. Even nangudi kuda waide kuda kumana nikani konse balenda pam. Mama. So you need to actually be happy that Peter Chanda has come to his kolokolo senses and realize to say no. The country is bigger than me. The country is bigger than my party. How can we work together to ensure that we deliver victory to the Zambian people? That's what people sit down with Makebi. Ask him, how do you wish to proceed? You have been chosen by NCP. That's what you're supposed to do at PF. That is what you need to do in PF. That's all. It's as simple as ABCD. This is a lifeline. Mwachira bunda imwe mairo badi mbunsha imwe bwato kuri ba mundu bidi. Umuntu waisa na ship ya amyausha mubwato. Bwato bure bunda. And you still want to complain? You still want to waste time. Instead of you climbing on that ship, in order to the boat, this ship, instead of you saying, okay, let's talk with Makebi, let's see how we move together. He is popular, it's a fact. Makebi is popular, Makebi is being feared by UPND. Why do you think Makebi went to Eastern Province? And I'm not trying to decampaign, but this is the truth. Man, wali kwata Congress, wali bakanye, tawala Kenya. All the UPND media pages, they were celebrating. Why do you think so? Surrogates were celebrating. Surrogates were celebrating. Why do you think so? If you ask them out somebody, if you say, tapale fusene pwap. But you still want Mukampi Yaba UPND so Nabalwala. With the NCP guy inviting Makebi to stand on NCP, they're sick. Ask yourselves why. Why they started creating these propagandas on their pages? Because they're saying, oh, Makebi, oh, enough more PF. Makebi has not moved from PF. Makebi has just been invited by NCP guy to stand. Now, if you've got eyes on moon, to Ninkwatech, Chibonfien. Ikata na ino momo mwikere, Muchibonfi. And you should be happy and blessed. You should be happy and blessed for PF to say, we've got a lifeline now. You don't send Mao Sampa, who destroyed PF and put it PF where it was, to stand now castigating a lifeline. Eh? Why? Why would you do that? Why? So our PF, we are begging you. Do not start oh shana pa moneni opo tuiminine moneni noko tuleya. Do not worry about chakwa votes split. Pali ule split ama votes hapa. People will choose. Unafiki ni choosing in Malawi. People will choose who's the most credible candidate, who's the most popular candidate. Pali na ama votes yaksta split hapa. Pali ama Zambians are awake. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. We certainly don't want Hakainde each them. So there will be nothing like splitting votes. Don't even start. That's just a narrative that UPN wants to propagate. There's nothing that's splitting votes. If we decide on a candidate, if voted Yobe, I always say you have the powers, Zambians, to choose the leader that you so desire. Mama, those that want to come along can come along. But PF, this is a lifeline. This is a lifeline. Sit down. Look at where you're coming from. Look at how you've struggled in these courts of laws. Yeah. Look at how you've struggled in these courts of laws. You'll never get justice in UPND's courts of laws. In Akainde Ichema. On how he's going to stop Makebi Zulu to stand on NCP. He's already thinking of Mingarato. And all the time at PF, you've always been the one chasing behind the UPN. You are chasing, you are trying to do this, and you've done it in a very legal way, in a very civil way. But by UPN constantly using Mingarato. So this Mingarato that UPN has done has actually backfired, where NCP has invited this very person that they don't want. Shouldn't that be something good to celebrate? Shouldn't that be something that you as PF should sit down now? Don't worry about anything else and say, look, we have tried this, we have tried this, we have tried to work this with the other political parties. There was Uka, there was Tonse, it has been a fraction. But we have this party as a life. Why don't we build on that? How do we ensure that we work together in harmony to ensure that this is cemented? If you batch Tabantu. And you go to the structures. You tell them there's an injunction here. But we have this political party. And we have this candidate. Let us go for this. Mwamba no sa doctor abantu. Abale foku mi kama kansela ba eminine. Ama MP ba eminine. And you go NCPPF. Nijuma yamba no kwenda. Eh? If impopo fia bombe para kasa fia isuka. Mwamba naka. No, MZ is the only threat UPND are scared of. This is a fact, it's established, it's a fact. Shiranda by UPND is the only candidate that they are scared of. It is Makebi Zulu. The same way, if you remember how they were treating ECO, it's the same way they are treating Makebi Zulu. It's the same. How do you go in somebody's house to say, why do you think Tayadi was celebrating yesterday? Today is castigating. Does that not tell you something? Does that not tell you exactly what is going on? Yeah? Can't you see? Are you that blind that you cannot see what is happening? Eh? And my message to Mao Samba, for once, keep quiet. Because Zambian people have not forgotten where we're coming from. Zambian people have not forgotten when you were called Mbappe by the UPND. And the Zambian people have embraced you because you've come to your realization. Just like Chanda has come to his realization. And people are happy. People are okay with you. People are still supporting you. So why don't you, for once, do something that is right? Why don't you do that? Instead of you looking at what you can condemn people for, how about you embrace that and build on that? Sit down, MUPF Mudamwine, each one of you, and say, this is what we have. How do we work around it? Ujefindera ndafire panga sensi na mtafire panga sensi. Ambenu kunjema. Ifinalanda, fire panga sensi na mtafire panga sensi. Why is it that this one is treated the same way they were treating Israel? Others never quarter. If you balechta. Balechta na celebrate van. But we know why? Does that not tell you about that person's credibility? Does that not tell you that this person is not compromised? That this person will not bow down to Nebuchadnezzar? What signs do you want? Because we are living in a world of Mingalatu. Mama, if that Mingalatu has been stamped upon, you should celebrate. You should be happy. You don't go and hold a press briefing. And I want to thank Mayoba Nkanduluo na Mayoba Jean Kapata. They were very professional in the manner they were conducting that. But Mao Sambo was trying to make them say things that he himself, it was in his head. And he couldn't help it. He just had to put it out there. But Mao Samba, you sat with the NCP guy and actually told us you guys were talking. So why would you say that? Why would you say these are the real PF? We are the real PF. What does that mean? You made PF go in shambles. And people are trying, working very hard to rescue PF. You don't do that. That's just wrong. The least you can say is, I'm sorry. Show remorse for what you did to PF. And you didn't do it the first time. You did it even in 2014. But the Zambian people still forgive you. The Zambian people still support you. So why, at least for once, be grateful that there are people that are striving and putting their party out there so PF should not die. So PF can have a purpose fair. Njabali ngafile panga sense. Gata file panga sense kunje watako chia da file panga sense. Ati para ses mumbatawe na iripa. In the afternoon I was still mundubile. Apa, I'm back to my senses. You are making sense, che. Nde panga sense, che. Mwa mwanaka. Fumana fie, ama timeline. If you go tule, fumana go tule, afionze. If paka, nefwa para kasa fiske. Who's credible? Who's got the best interest of Isiel's family at heart? Of Isiel himself? Of the people? You, the Zambian people yourselves. Because you know, the worst part that can happen is have an election like the Tanzanian election or the Rwanda election, where you have a fake opposition that just simply wants to participate because they want to show like there's democracy. Delivering victory to the ruling government. You don't want that. You need stiff competition. You need real competition. Ensure that you win. You win. We have one shot. You cannot let Aka in the Ishima after abrogating our constitution carry on another 5 years. With what is happening, the military threatening people. I'm a military personnel. The military protects the people. Protects the constitution. Army commander Alexa threatened our civilians. Where on earth have you seen that? Is that the Zambia you want to live for the next 5 years? In your own country. Yeah? For the last 5 years. The injustices that have happened for the last 5 years. Those people that have been sent to jail, not really because they stole, but because of political reasons. UPND kuchatukana. Ena teti wa mukaki. Umbinga tukana kumukaka. Is that fair? Concord ya ruling that this is unconstitutional. It goes into parliament, Nelly Muti passes it, and it becomes a law. Seriously, Mwabena Zambi. Think about it. You cannot afford to have an opposition that's just gonna show like there's democracy in Zambia. You need an opposition that's gonna win and change government. And that's why we have Makebi Zulu. Because Makebi Zulu is the one that's giving HH headaches. So why don't we, for once, look at things as they are, call a spade, and say we are rallying behind this one. And start adopting people. Those that wants to be councillors, they apply, you adopt. Those want to be MPs, they apply to adopt. Because you're something new. It's called New Congress Party. New. New Congress Party, new. Queen Mpumi says a rubber stamp opposition will say no. Exactly. You don't want an opposition who's just a rubber stamp. Who will give a free, easy run with their church. You want an opposition that is there to participate, to win, excel. To win, to participate, to win, excel. People are working hard. People are thinking of ECL in that code. People are thinking of ECL's family. Umuntu amipera chipati aleta. Makebi party inakupera kayeka ibaba nobe MPF at now kwata party. You want to castigate that. You want to destroy that. Instead of abakuri mana poma tempo mo celebrate that. Because now plan B is in effect. Plan B has to work. Muna. Ni new Congress Party hapa. Fionza ni new. Makebi new. Manu kuna sando. Fimpompo fya isuka. We have to. We've got one shot. We can't afford to let UPND run government for the next 5 years. I can't have 50 plus 1 HH. We cannot. New Congress Party. NCP, PF. Why? Ushefu na randa paso na unfechi mpopo chowe chali kosa. Tachira isuka. Tachisu ikechi mpopo you can't see. Awale keni wale randa. Awamu iwaposa kwa mano. They're just a distraction here so that in the next respond kudia wa apa ni new. Ifintu ni new. Ifintu ni manukula. Ifintu ni sando. Ifimpompo fiske. New. And all you need to do, Makebi said, look, my fellow candidates, my fellow PF members, I have been invited by this party to be the flag bearer. What do we think? How do we proceed as a party? Given the circumstances, he's a lawyer, he knows the judgment. Unless you want to play games by PF, unless you really want to play games with the people of Zambia, then I don't know what you want. Then I really don't know what you want. Party vampera. You said you want to unite. Why don't you unite and support that cause? It's as simple as ABCD. Tumone kaida tumone fakeness number. Apopo toala muna wa fake. Fake. Those that just want to toy around with the feelings of the Zambian people. Opposition who are selfless because Peter Chanda and KBF have already endorsed. We have two now. KBF said it. Whether you like it or not, he said it. And now Peter Chanda said it. So what do you want? What do you want, Wewe Kalacharo? What do you want? KBF is a politician. He knows. He knows. For him to pull out of that Johnson, he knew. KBF made Sata win. KBF made the Baiseo win. KBF made even HH win. KBF, I mean, sorry. And he saw what was happening in the Tonse fraction of Mundubili and FDD. And he pulled out. And when he was pulling out, he said, tell me one man that was so close to ECL that is able to carry the legacy of Edgar Chagwalum. He mentioned Makebi Zulu. Then NCP has also said the same thing. He was actually quoting KBF. Eh? So, unless you are selfish, then you're not going to back this wonderful news. But abape no ko tuwala mona, awa lesta jeopardize finto. Mwa mona ka? Pepo tuwala mona, awa lesta jeopardize. Imo PF structures. Uyari sa isa copper belt amierati. Ngabaka no kupira PF not quarter plan. Plan ya ipereine. Ya isa. Why are we wasting time? Why do you even want to say, oh, convention? Now I'm kanya convention. HHU yo, bala msta indos. Kusaven province, ama MPs back. Why don't you follow suit? You think bala convention by UPND? Tabara convention yo. Eh? Ne mingara to shire tikesh. Eh? So, what do you want? Are you still going to, ukurashita so abantu, ifparaka sefe abantu, mule yangasha abantu. Apapya, apana apapya. Imo mfuire mwadia. Umuntu ngapya ufuire wadia. Mwamona ka? Apa manukuna aisa. Apa mposha abantu mumitwe. Mwamona. You hear me? Yes, I want to see you hear me. If you look at my UPND, their reaction will tell you everything you need to know. All the time, look at UPND's reaction. You don't even need to listen to me. Just look at their surrogates, their reaction, how they are trying to run a propaganda. Oh, kwacha wanokuwa, Makebi na kumako PF. If you have 50. Makebi is PF. He's part of the MCC. Peter Chanda is just chosen one of those to say he was over a frag bear. And what Makebi needs to do now is to go to the PF and say, Nina wants to invite you to around the shot. Given the fact that we are in this predicament. And if you really mean well for this country, it is an easy way out. You can simply say, we've heard, we've seen, we've assessed. He can give HH a good run. Let's back him. Let's embark on going on structures. Start adopting the councillors. Start adopting the MPs. And we move. I'm about to have your narrative by you pen your folk. I'm about to have a spirit. With you. Munenja what? Barubinda, Bamau Sampa, Bonse, Jim Kapata, everyone you knew. You back this. You back Makebi. How are the votes going to be splitted? How? Eh? They're not going to be splitted. But do not give life to something that is not there. Eh? Yesterday, we cannot have an opposition that is just a fake opposition. We cannot. We cannot. Nishti. Bread, butter knife, it one damn game. Because even a UPND in Rwanda, create a fake opposition, and make them go do whatever they want, show that there is democracy. Look at how they treated ECL. Which democracy in our country? We are back on the chair. Pumpando. Wait. You want to walk like a favor. Pumpando. The symbol, Mupando. Nine watching with a if you want to be a TV. Nine Safawanshka. Chair the voice of Zambia. Symbol NCP. Mupando. Urimbo, adewe la popesa, Pampando. Nishi, Mutamurefimona. Tamule fimona rulyo rwimbo rwaimba. Ale bwerera po pampando reincarnated kai. Mwamuna ka? Chair the voice of Zambia. NCP chair is the symbol. Now nguvemwa kumushi it will be even easier kuya vema mayon pampando rwimbo mwa campaign ale bwerera po pampa mwale fwaya balungu kabiri kepo muramo ale bwerera po pampando nish campaign fa chimwa mkuswa mabura abantu munadia mabura imwe munadia mabura umuntu ni pampando manukura fuida ikara pampando mwamona ka Hana says MZ stands for excellency. He will follow the party rules even when other parties are endorsing him. He is not hungry for power like others. MZ all the way. Chair, the voice of Zambia. Pampando. Alebwerera. Na slogan not kwata. So mlefu mle waya moyo muntu kwa kwenda. One chair, Queen Cobra Kai. Yes. Achimushe shiria mavula. No, yo jeje awere NCP to alibombere. You jeje. You and I wait for NCP. Why should we wait all our hard efforts that we did to go in vain? To change the symbol. You and I in it we were communicating that we need to change the symbol. Peter Chand has come to his senses. Let's embrace him. If you can embrace Mao Samba, honestly speaking, if you can embrace Mao Samba like nothing happened and PF is where it is because of him, why are you going to castigate Peter Chand? Why? If Peter Chand, give him flowers. I'm a kiss him umuntu. Era shibiongo chakpera kona na kiss. No, is my brother that one. Kai never me wanti. Baku Eastern province. So he's my brother. But mwewa ku Eastern, give my brother ama kiss mwa. Because what he has done is a good thing. He's not the one who made PF where it is. But he has realized to say, no, the country is bigger than me. The country is bigger than NCP. So, me, I'm offering my party. And that's patriotism. That's what we call patriotism. So you're embracing Mao Samba, but you want to castigate. Does it? Mao Samba should be the last person to castigate Peter Chand. Honestly speaking, you should be embracing Peter Chand and saying, "Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much." That's what people do. We all have to say thank you to Peter Chand. I personally am saying thank you to NCP President Peter Chand, because I understand the predicament in which PF finds itself and where our people find ourselves. And now we have real competition. UPNE are going to face real competition, not fake, real competition. Na rifwaya phone ya kuisura ama phone lines nshaisanyi. So number. I can't open the phone lines. I can't find my phone. Yeah, man, unfortunate. So maybe I can just read some. Actually, a great Basera Varenje Wakwat. Awashiwa, you are a great speaker with wisdom. Chair, the voice of Zambia. Thank you so much. Let me just read your comments. Chair Pampando, MZ, yes. And MZ kuda ida kuliba chief kuja. Aria ikara na Pampando. It is a sign, woman. These things don't just happen. It is a sign. Badia mubika Pampando ba chief. Eno namba simbo ya tuwelera iya mpando. No rimbo rwa mpando na rona twata. Then you have a speaker like me who is chair na umupando. Usho umupando. Ahora que enturishe por rimbo. Mare faya balo. Kabiri mubike pomulomo. Mare faya. Ni arewe la poya. Que enturish. Umupando eurico. Umuntu mupando muto ofira ekara pampando. Filosofia ilangafi. Aya kumushi ba chief aya mbika pampando. Ulanda for 5 years ni chair mupando. Simbo mupando. Urimbo mupando bushe imwe tamule fimona. Peter Chanda must be protected at all costs. In fact, in a cold donating Darama, Chelva to donating Darama. Peter Chanda is the king. One for him. He's the king. The brother of Maranjeva. The brother of Maranjeva. Peter Chanda and the entire Zambia. Come some can offend the Peter Chanda having a cool vacation. In fact, let him go tomorrow to a vacation with his family. Go live Nganiku Seashells and Nganiku Peter Chanda. People want to open the phone lines. And she phone no call the moment to acquire. So what's my other phone? I can't give out the other number. I seriously don't know where my other phone is. Okay, let me try and check. Hang on. Let me try and check this site. Why didn't this your phone English? So I don't know. People want to call it. Okay, you are very lucky. Today is your lucky day. I found it. I can even give it up charger, then I'll open the phone lines. Naimomulande. Peter Chanda, Bakumu, Twala, vacation. He has to go with his wife. Let them go to beach. Let them go have fun. Eh? Phone lines, people want. I'll open, don't worry. Let me charge it. It's off. Nice hang. This is the one I use. So let it charge a bit. Eh? About Peter Chanda. Peter Chanda muntu. Why monaga? He has sacrificed his interest. Eh? And we need to appreciate that. While others were being selfish, taking away the party that the people love, Peter Chanda sacrificed. So why can't we give him flowers? Why can't we say thank you so much and accept his invitation? It's as simple as ABCD. Why you wanna go? Well, Pamela says, you are a great analyst, my dear. Blessings upon you. You are opening some of our minds. I love you, Chair. I love you too. Thank you so much. I'll read some comments once the phone is charging. But Unknown is saying, Chair, you are saying the truth. Hopefully we can trust what Peter Chanda, Tabakachinje Kuntanshi, then our Makebi gets stranded without a party. Fintu ni hama. At the problem, you are in the UK. You don't know what is on. I know what is in the ground more than you are where with the background. One forgot. Problem you are in there, you can. What have you done? What background? What have you done for the people of Zambia when they lost hope? What have you done for them? No, don't call on this. I'm using this line, so don't call on this line. I'm using this phone. I'm using this phone, so don't call on this phone, please. That's the one I'm using. Just wait, I'll open the phone lines. You can call on the other phone. It's just charging a bit. Okay? Hama. I'm just turning on the phone so that you can call in. Don't worry. When I open the phone, I'll shout out the number. You guys can call and talk. So, Peter Chanda, we have to say thank you to Peter Chanda. Linda says, one of them have often said that my character forbids me from publicly critiquing someone I can easily call out. But my main concern about this Stones affair is I need to read this. How long it's going? About this Stones affair is the strong zeal of approval by praise singers. So Linda is a writer, and you have to use your chikolokolo to understand what she's saying. So what she's saying is that she easily doesn't like criticizing people, but her concern is that Tonse that happened last night, the approval by the praise singers, that's her concern. And that's what I've been saying here. Yeah? Unless you katuisho for money for fumona. But the signs are there. Signs are there the same way. Baleto teramang samba to say Mbappe anyongech pari bako so whatever by watchdog. But praising Mbappe when he does something, Mbappe. It's the same thing. And that should tell you something. So the number to call is +44. What's this number? 7793099569. Hang on. Let me just open some phone lines so that you call. You have your say. But this is it, guys. This is it. Apana papiangata mwaje mwewa Zambians, you have yourselves to blame. Tuami pera presidential candidate na party baami pera. What are you waiting for? Align yourself. Start saying, me therefore we mina kansera kuchana chani. I want to stand as an MP. Start getting adoptions. It's as simple as ABCD. For me, anybody got oh shan. Na. If into ufire wadia na papia kudia. That's why but PF UPN was capitalizing because of indecisiveness. Now here is something upper P. Dieni. Ngatamwadia, you have yourselves to blame. Why monaka? Yeah, okay. So let me put the number to call down here so that you can call. Pampando imwe. Vajeje. Mwise fye pampando tuwale wombera wonsi pampando. Nochi ukomwile tata na muruba. Right. So that's the number to call. Let me just pin it down. Ero to be verified. Mama, tevesha tata tavesha. Chea verified. Ni fimbo poke kura fimba. Need to do this. Pin this comment. That's the number to call. So now you can call in. Hang on. Problem funny. Yakale. And talk. Need to change the phone to use. Unshtireko phone. Yeah, could have said my phone because the phone. I've had it for a long time. So +44 7793099 Double check. If you, so unless you guys tamulefo kudia nishimwaitayafi, otherwise apana papia ngatamwadie nishoro mwashitisha mwebara ishtisha ni mwewe. That's the number to go 569. Why is the course not coming? If I not turn it on, let me do this. Right, okay. So my monaka, let me read some comments. Missed Kozoriambo quiz. Why is it that UPND supporters are all supporting Mundubile? That's a question that you Zambians must ask yourselves. Chair, my lovely sisters, great job, and I'm giving you this scripture. Read for those people who don't believe in God and see us who are visionary. Liberation 21 verse. Is it 5, 6, and 7? This year, everything is new. New Congress Party, new. Makebi Zulu, new. Mupando. Guys, if you're not calling, let me go. Because you asked me to open the phone lines. I've opened the phone lines. I can't receive any calls. Or is it my phone that's full? Hang on. Let me try and delete some stuff. My gosh. Raid. iPhone yali for a few. The new phone. If there's total chaos, much panichiano, guys. So if there's total chaos, how capable are you people to lose? Wait, are you paying for many apa? Fumeni fyapa, muira, leta ma confusion at mulinani kane. Musha mu UPNG, shiri confusion. No, not this. Don't call on this line, please. I've put the number to call. Call the number on the bottom, not this. Mulen disturb live video. I've put the number to call. And you're disturbing. Don't call on this. How do you even have this line? Did I ever use it? I need a new phone for phone calls. I can't use this. This is my personal line. I can't put it on. I've got phones, but kuma phones. Let me restart it. Let me just restart it. Because I'm sure people are calling and I'm not receiving the calls. So let me restart the phone. So for my Zambians, if not for kumieva, Mingato, they're only scared of Makebi Zulu. Chishinka, and you should ask yourselves, why are they scared of Makebi Zulu? Because Makebi is not compromised. Why, Monaga? That's why they're scared of him. Who among us, everyone else that we've had, apart from ECL, that they've been so scared of? Who? Wakoba sumuntu amkona ba chief bakwe, bakonka bambo rukia kuma paras. I know you're trying to call, guys. I'm just restarting the phone. I know, I'm so sorry. Munch to phone. You are right. My phone is not okay. But this is the only number that I can give out. I cannot give out my other number. So munch to phone. So I think I would sim card. Think I make a phone in Kadetuma. Emmanuel was on shaverenge message. You come in nani can. No, they will just have unite. At the same NCP who grew big-headed. Did Mount Samba not grow big-headed? Guys, what do you do? What options do you have? Okay, Mobaka Foot, what options do you have? What options do you have? NCP was the purpose vehicle even before it did Nawakwita Warafa. That ECL left. Akuro Muntu big-headed badai wesha. What do you want him to do? Or what is your suggestion? Okay. What is your suggestion? Let's be serious, guys. And let's use if Palakas. So I've restarted the phone. Hopefully your phone calls will come in. Do I need to update my WhatsApp? I'm so sorry, guys. Let me try and delete some stuff. Maybe if I delete some stuff, I might have some space for you to call. So let's delete this. Let me create space on WhatsApp. I'm sure Fiaris would have filmed videos. Now I'm getting the missed calls. I've just deleted some stuff and I'm getting the missed calls. Hang on. Let me just delete some stuff. WhatsApp. My videos from WhatsApp 2000. Because bantu mina fefi fionse muri phone. So now I use la phone. Let me just delete some stuff, then you can call in. I'm so sorry. $2,000 videos. Uli onse ngakwata number kutuma fionse. So now I use la phone. That's why the The calls are not coming. So hopefully they will start coming now that I've deleted. Now I'm just deleting stuff. So if you guys, But Fabian says Makebi is the man, he even saw the body of ECO, otherwise not even the head of state was around to see it. Makebi is the one to bury ECO. Mark my words. And ECO will be happy to be buried by Makebi. That's the truth. His spirit will rest. Tishinka. Come on, come on, come on. Achia, do you know that airport will be on standstill the day you arrive next year? No, this year. There's this year, not next year. There's a co-integration here new. In case co-integration new. That's why I'm going to only the next one. I'm August. Unjito. Around Kapoka holiday. But let's start announcing by airports. Ninjas. Hey, Imwe. Ouch, Kadida. This phone. Wait. It's just deleting. You're just saying deleting, deleting, deleting. Apakuya, we are going with Abana Body, aka Marukula. Umuntu ni Marukula imwe. No, this phone, my precious, is not, it's just full, because a lot of people, it's a phone that I think every Zambian has the number. So whoever comes across a video or something, they send it to this phone. That's why it's usually off. So it's full. So I'm trying to delete stuff so that I cannot receive phone calls on WhatsApp until I delete the stuff. Because everyone sends stuff to this phone. So that's what's happening here. So maybe I restart again. When I try. Let me restart. FLH tick. Imagine ichibyongo na phone yao naika aho tamusunga bwino akarumba tamusunga bwino ba Zambia ichibyongo chireshofukana na phone iya tobaika no tobaike phone ya kare guys, honestly speaking, can you go to TikTok? Guys, instead let me just try and see if I can open a few phone calls, then you can call in. Let me just restart it. I can't go to TikTok because TikTok again I have to start from scratch. So, as you are fighting a losing battle, it's okay. It is okay. If it is a losing battle, why are you agitated? You should be relaxed. If this is a losing battle, you should be relaxed. You shouldn't get scared or agitated or uncomfortable. You have to be relaxed to say, today I win my elections. But it's because you know that this battle will give you a battle and will win. We are participating to win XA. We are participating in order to win XA. Next time, stream on different platforms, please. Okay, if I have access to other platforms. James will fix it. Hang on, let me just try. It's restarting. I need you to call in and say 1 or 2 words. There we go. So probably we are on. We are on. Now I'm getting I'm a true. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's see. I think we might be on to something. No. The confusion in Shanshan. So, what I did it down. Again, to delete of cancha my images. Yeah? I'm a miss cause number. I'm quiz. Finto van to me no more in WhatsApp. I need to get out of some groups. I'm gonna sense. Right, okay. So we're going to delete stuff. Phone everyone okupema, can you imagine? Only 2 minutes for each caller, no problem. No problem. I'm getting it to work. Ichibiongo was struggling with phones. Imagine. So embarrassing, eh? Nayama nama tarepona. Mwadinte mwafye. So, Simbo Mupando, guys. Simbo Mupando. A lot of stuff in this phone. Right. Let's try and see what we can do. The videos. But you love me, Kasama ya Kabazo. Now is Kasama. What's going on in Kasama? Who's winning? My sister. No, where antuka? Wapa mutima. Mwamonaka. Mwalinte, I love you too, guys. Let's try and see now if. Okay, I know. I'll try and call Danny. See if I can make a phone call. Can't even make phone calls. Oh, guys, phone ya should pay. It's not happening. Now let me go. I'm so sorry, but I can't seem to get the phone working. It's not happening. Unfortunately. Pompo shama sando mfimpompo. Tie nifyo imwe. Umuntu ni sando, umuntu kupomponsha. I'll try one more time, then if it's not work, then I go. I will fix the phone. Next time I'll come live, and then you guys can call in. Mama, I'll probably get a new phone. In the meantime, at what if I in shape or in more. Bapam doing. Mare fire balungu kabiri muvi kepomulomo. Vale wele lapo. Vale wele lapo pampando.
Top section.
Where is it?
If you've got kids under...
Oh God. As my subscriber, now I'm in the Zapa. Kaimani, what now? Watch the score. Eh? Pampando. Pampando. Simbo mumpando is easy kumushuku ushitisha Simbo. Vale wele lapo. Vale wele lapo. Vale wele lapo. If on the bad for it, that a bad for it. Now it was frozen. Ati tayari wa NCP are begging me to support tayari. Nobody can beg you to support Makebi. Tayari we don't happen over you. You're just smelling the coffee. That's all. Nobody can beg you to support Makebi. What do you bring? What relevance do you bring to Makebi? Eh? What? Nobody can beg you to support Makebi. You guys are smelling the coffee now. That's all. So anyway, I can't get the phone to work, so I'm so sorry. And it's getting late. Pampando. That's what I don't remember. Pampando. Eh? Why you that's why we win my elections? That's why we win my elections. Why you paying the dates? Anyway. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys about the development that has happened. Now, papi atfuire tu de unless you benefit at serious. But my advice to the Patriotic Front is that look, ACL left NCP as a purpose vehicle, and obviously NCP in their constitutional constitutional rights has been exercised to say we are comfortable with this person in the PF. So the PF, all you need to do is support that person that NCP is comfortable working with. And it now takes everybody in PF to see whether you want to serve the individual interest or you want to heed to the call of the people. It has been given to you. Do you come together or do you go separate? That's the question that the Zambian people are asking. How do you go about this? How do you sit down and say, look, we have been offered this as a purpose vehicle, and this is the person this party is comfortable working with. We all are the Patriotic Front, and this is the kind of courts that we have under the UPND government, and we're not going to be able to get justice with the UPND. So how do we proceed? How do we go? How do we ensure that the victory that the Zambian people so desire is granted to them come August? Now bachula abantu kwa dema aflatoxin. Load shedding ipuira because Twarish expose Canona. And if I tell you Canona and the company in Tanzania that's another analysis for another day. You're going to realize that these high tariffs that you are paying now with the electricity that you are giving, You're actually helping now Kanona indirectly. So all these are issues that need to be considered whenever you're making decisions as the Patriotic Front, as the real Patriotic Front, as you put it. So, PF, we're urging you to sit down, think this through, and mudie. Na papia pana mudie. Don't do what you did to ECL to Makebi. Support Makebi Zulu and rally behind them. This is my message for tonight. Apopo nombale sala fumia, ala salanga, nombe mpanga, nembush. Apopo tuala mona who really stood for the people, who really can put their selfish interest away and ensure that Zambian people are vindicated, Zambian people are liberated. Apopo tuala mona chine ne chinka, nga mwalesta bedile, nga kwa na selfish interest, apopo tuala mona le sopo ala salanga kia mpanga. Nembush. God bless you. I'm so sorry. I apologize. You cannot call in. I'm having problems with the phone, as you can see. I've tried everything that I can to ensure that you can call in. So God bless you. God bless Zambia. And thank you so much for having tuned it. And let's support the young man. Let's support Makebi Zulu. All the way. New Congress. Umupando. PF, we are begging you, sit and analyze the situation and do justice to the people of Zambia. All of you have got a chance to return back into power. Do not put your selfish agendas first. Put the people of Zambia first. The purpose vehicle is there. The presidential candidate is there. And all you need to do is rally behind that candidate. God bless you. God bless Zambia. And I'll see you next time on live. Good night.